Chapter 51. Quality is that by which things are termed as being of such a sort, and again quality is that from which those things which shall derive their names. Thus from prudence, one who possesses prudence is said to be prudent, and he who enjoys warmth is said to be warm. One should know that the beyond or the being of such a sort is more general than the quality. This because the being of such a sort signifies both the quality and the thing which possesses it, that is, the quality as the warmth signifies that which has warmth. For those who possess the quality are of such a sort as, for example, those who have warmth are called warm, and they who are warm are of such sort, but the worm itself is a quality. Oftentimes, however, this quality is called of such a sort, and it is the same way with quantum and quantity. Some of the qualities exist in animate and rational bodies, as various kinds of knowledge and virtues, sicknesses and health, and there are called habits and dispositions. Others exist in both animate and inanimate bodies, as heat and cold, form and shape, potency and impotency. Of these, some are potential and some actual. Now, if they are potential, they cause potency and impotency. If, on the other hand, they are actual, then either they will pervade the whole, as heat pervades the whole fire, and as whiteness pervades all the milk and all the snow, and produce a present and a passive quality, or they will be subdivision, produce shape and form. There are then four kinds of quality: have and disposition, potency and impotency, affection and passive quality, and shape and form. Moreover, habit differs from disposition because the habit does not change easily and is more permanent. Take prudence for example, for one does not quickly change from prudence to imprudence. Similarly, knowledge may be a habit too, for when a person attains a thorough scientific understanding of something, this knowledge becomes firmly fixed in him and is hard to change. And the same is true of manliness and discretion and justice. Dispositions, however, are the easily moved and quickly changed, as, for instance, heat, cold, sickness, health, and the like. Thus man is subject to this, and he changes rapidly from hot to cold, and from sick to healthy. The same, however, sickness, for example, health, and the like, will be habits if they are lasting and hard to change. Moreover, the term disposition is more general because since man is somehow disposed to them, they are both called dispositions. On the contrary, that which is easily changed is called disposition only. A second kind of quality is that of potency and impotency. These are not innate, but they have a natural aptitude or power, or a natural inaptitude. Thus, we say that a boy is potentially musical because this boy, even though he does not actually possess the art of music, has an aptitude for its attainment. The brute beast, however, is unmusical because it neither possesses the art of music nor is capable of attaining it, and that which is hard has the potentiality of not being speedily divided into parts. A third kind of quality is the passive quality and the affection, such as heat, cold, whiteness, blackness, and the like. Now the affection, like the disposition, is easily lost, as when one might blush for shame or turn pale from fear. The passive quality, on the other hand, is not easily altered or changed. Moreover, some of the passive qualities do not originate in an affection, that is to say, they do not come from anything extrinsic but are intrinsic to the substance. It is in this way that the heat is present in the fire and the sweetness in the honey. For neither is the heat extrinsic to the fire, nor is the sweetness to the honey, and since such things do not have prior existence, neither did they acquire heat and sweetness subsequently. Nevertheless, as far as our senses are concerned, they produce the same affliction. Thus, because the fire is hot, it heats us, and because the honey is sweet, it tastes sweet to us. Other passive qualities, however, do not originate in some affection or temperament. These do at times produce an affection in our senses, but this is not the same affection and quality that they have. Such, for example, are colors. Thus, a whiteness arising from the same affection and temperament will produce an affection in the eyes, that is to say, perception in the eyes, opening up of the eyes, and lighting up of the eyes, but it will not make us white. Now, the passive quality, which is not extrinsic, will either be inherent in the entire species, as is heat in all fire, or will not be, as blackness in the Ethiopians, for not all men are black. What is more, this third kind of quality is considered not only in connection with the body, but also in connection with the soul. A fourth kind of quality is shape and form. Shape occurs in both animate and inanimate bodies, but form only in the animate. Thus, if one were to use the terms form or well formed in regard to inanimate bodies, this would not be a proper use, but an abuse of terms. But the term shape is the more general, because whereas form is also called shape, the shape of inanimate things is not called form. Moreover, straightness or erectness and crookedness or distortion belong to quality. So note that in most cases, the things which are of a sort derive their names from the qualities, as hot comes from heat. Some of them, however, get their names by equivocation. Thus, musiki or music is the knowledge of music, but, musiki or musical is what the woman who possesses this knowledge or is what the woman who possesses this knowledge is. Still others, though rarely, have names which are entirely different. The upright comes from virtue with a different name, for he who is virtuous is also called upright. One should know that the term affection is used in two ways. Thus, it may be said in respect to that which has already been affected, in which case it will come under the category of quality, as the garment which has already been made white is called white. Or it may be said in respect to that which is being affected now, in which case it will come under the category of passion, as with that which has not yet been made white, but is being whitened now. One should know that qualities are not corporeal, but are incorporeal, for if they were bodies, they would fall in the category of substance. All accidents too are incorporeal, and in themselves have no existence, unless they are considered in the substance. One should know that the essential qualities come under substance, for they are parts of substance and divided, and they are included in the definitions of the species of substance. Now, under whatever category the whole comes, under the category all its parts will also come. Heaviness and lightness are either considered masses, as with things which are being weak and come under quantity, or they are considered in a substance, as in the elements, say, of fire and earth, in which case they come under substance, because they are essential differences. It is the same with density and rarity or tenuousness, for either they will belong to the essence of the elements and come under substance, or they will be non-essential and come under the category of position, as in garments, for in such a case they are positions. Quality has three properties or attributes. The first is that it admits of contrariety. Thus, heat is contrary to cold and white to black. The second is that they admit of more, or less. For where this is contrariety, there will also be more and less. The more is an increase in intensity, and the less a decrease. Therefore, it is possible to say that this species is more white and less cold than this other species. The third attribute, and that which is not proper, is that of like and unlike. Nevertheless, one must know that shape has no contrary. One should know that not all professions are expressed negatively. On the contrary, they may also be expressed positively, as blindness and deafness. And again, not every species is termed positively, for some may also be termed negatively. For example, although intemperance is a species, it has been given not a positive name but a negative one. Declaration is called an affirmation, as would be he is noble. Denial, however, is a negation, as would be he is not noble. But when we say lawless, the less implies negation just as much as does the particle note. Moreover, if this particular whiteness is said to be equal to this other, it is not as a quality that it is said to be equal, but as a quantity, and since similarity and dissimilarity are considered in place too, the quality of this surface to this or to this other does not lie in its quantity, but in its sharing quality.